everybody, welcome back to Rachel and Bella Crafts. Rachel here, hope you're all well. So today I want to do Melina's Scrap Busters challenge for this week, and she is making heart flip folders out of scraps. So I thought we'd give it a go. So I've got some scraps here on my desk. Obviously following on from the heart and Valentine theme, I'm going to be working with some scraps from my love letters, letters of love even, kit for this month. And we're going to be making a clasp thing to hold it shut. Oh, that sounded really technical, didn't it? And then we're going to be making a little folio with some pockets in and some tucks and stuff. So I've cut my bits of card ready just to kind of save you the agony of watching me struggling to do that. And I've even covered my bit of card ready as well, to just save you that step. So if you want to see all of the technical bits and pieces, obviously go over and watch Melina's video, which I will link below. But this is just so you can kind of see how I've done my take on it. So I did have a request the other day for my measurements to be given in inches. I just realised I've written this in a really thin pen. I'm not sure you can see that. So I will shout them out to you. The base, this is the bit that we're going to be using as the main bulk of the folio. Obviously, I'm only working from my scraps, so you can alter these to suit you, but it's just so that you can see the size I'm working with here. So this is 20 centimetres long or 7 3/4 inches. And the width is 9.5 centimetres or 3 3/4 inches. So just give you a second to write that down. So 7 3/4 inches by 3 3/4 inches. And then if you are still writing down measurements, I'm just going to give you the measurements for the insert bits here. So I have got 2 inserts, one which I will be placing here and another one which I will be placing here. And they are 18.5 centimetres long or 7 1/4 inches long by 9.5 centimetres or 3 3/4 inches. So 7 1/4 inches by 3 3/4 inches, and they're both the same size. That's all the measurements you're getting. I don't do measurements, but it was requested, so I must oblige, only to be fair. But as I say, you can do this with any sizes that you've got, because obviously you're meant to be using these scraps, so work with what you've got, but just so that you get some kind of idea of proportion. So obviously this bit here needs to be slightly smaller so that it'll fit on the inside, and because obviously I'm putting 2 in, you need a gap there because we need to shut this down, okay? Hence why the slight disparity in sizes there. Okay, so first things first, we've got our long piece, our base. We are folding it in half. All depending on how nice your base is. I'm using a back page here from an old Stamperia pad. However nice it is, if yours is all decorated up nicely, great, go with that. If it's not, you can do what I've done here. Here's one I made earlier. And I have covered this with some of my scraps from my lovely Letters of Love kit. So I've got my roses in there and a bit of that from left over from this piece here. I just felt that that fits the theme. So the only thing I've got left to do now is to glue some lace onto the front of this, which I will do now, because that's just taken me 10 minutes to find. Who knew I need more lace? My gosh, I've run out of the light narrow stuff, so I need to go grab some, well, find some. I don't think I've ever bought new lace, like ever. I just get it when I see it in like charity shops or marketplace. I've had some good bundles from there. I think I've had a couple of bundles when I was shopping on the Instagram vintage sales throughout COVID. Oh, they were the best thing ever throughout lockdown. But no, I've never actually had to go out and buy like lace off the rack. Look at me, I'm gonna buy off the rack. So yeah, or mum very kindly donates stuff. But actually we're pretty good with lace. We tend to, you know, we share back and forth. So when we find a stash, we tend to divvy it up. So there we are, bit of lace on the front there. So you're kind of following along what I'm doing now. Yeah, we've decorated the front. Obviously, if you've got a really nice posh card, you don't need to do that. So now I've got my inserts. I've got one here, one there. Now what I have done, just because I felt like it and I thought it would look aesthetically pleasing, I have used my my corner cutter and I have notched 3 of the corners and I've left 1 square because that's the one that is going to attach on the outer edge, and I've done the same here. So I've notched the 3 corners and I've left that one square, and just because I just thought it adds a little interest. I like that little notch as it opens. Now we are going to be fitting these with a little tuck pocket. So I've cut those ready too. I have cut them already, but just for you to note, they are slightly different because of the corner notching. So I'm just going to try not to make this sound too overly technical, but obviously we want to explain. So this one is slightly wider than this one, mainly because I couldn't quite see to cut it, but actually it didn't really matter because this is plain on the inside, so the more cover the better really, and that one then is not. So what I've done is I've cut them to shape. They're half, well, it was meant to be half the size. I've also then just placed them inside. I've just trimmed to make sure they're not sticking out of the edge, but I've also then notched the end. So when they sit inside, they fit nicely with the rounded corners as these do. Now the one that is going on the bottom here, I haven't taken that corner off, you see, so I haven't had to do anything to the base of this one here. Oh golly, I'm getting this all, my words all coming out wrong here, but you understand what I'm saying. I didn't need to notch that, but this one, because the non-cut corner is at the top, the pocket is affected then by my notch at the bottom. So I have rounded that edge and I've rounded that edge so that when I open it and pop it inside, I have my notch there ready. And I'm glad I've said notch so many times, because I've also just realised I must remember to take a little divot out of my pocket. So I'm going to do them together because mine is useless, and unless I'm cutting something of substance, it won't cut. So I'm just going to do a little notches in the centre. That looks pretty central to me. There we go. Oh, goodness. Because I know Melina forgot hers, didn't she? So in her forgetting has made her remember. So thank you for that, Melina. There we go. So I'm just going to quickly ink those. And then we know they are little tuck spot pocket thingamajiggamies. Her project was so much fun. I know she kept saying that she felt that it was involved a lot, but actually I thought she explained it really, really well, and it was pretty straightforward. Like I say, I've done my bits of cutting beforehand, because if you need to see all the technical stuff, you can go and check that out with Melina. But otherwise, it is a really nice and simple and fun little project for us to do with our scraps. I always forget about doing these little folios. I don't know, sometimes my brain overcomplicates everything quite unnecessarily. So there we are, let's put that in. And I find the best way sometimes to put a pocket in to something this shape is to do it as you're folding it, so that you know you can be able to open it, if that makes sense. Now I know it's a little bit short, there's nothing to do with that, because as I was shutting it, otherwise it was poking out, so that's fine. We'll just ink down the sides there when this is dry. Main thing is that they are in place. There we are, bit of blue there. And I'm sure you'll all be very relieved to know I finally remembered to order my Oohoo. Hopefully it'll be here tomorrow. So no more pinching Sum's glue, I hope. That's where I had to cover the base beforehand, because I had to use the wet glue and it would have taken ages to dry. Well, not ages, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Oh, I've still managed to make that bumpy there now. Right, okay, so that's that one done. And then let's just do this one. Glue and a bit of glue. There we go. Let's pop that in. Looking good, looking good. There we are. This one's not so bad, because obviously there's a pattern on the inside, so any shortages tend to blend in. That paper goes well on it actually. This is from our Letters of Love kit. It's one of the backing papers. Yes, very nice. So we've got little tacky spots in there, little tacky spot in there. I'm just going to pop a little tiny bit of ink around the inside of this one, just to, you know, just so you know, give it a little bit of finish off, isn't it? I'm going to start white card. Put that out there. Oh, God. I'm all khaki-handed today. No, nothing unusual either, I guess. Thank you for all your comments in my last video. I was rather amused to see how many of you yawned. If anybody was just rocking up to my video reading those comments, they'd have thought, what on earth? My goodness, these people are rude. Why are they all saying that a video made them yawn? But I was rocking. It was so funny. So funny. Right. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to glue this in place. Now, what I'm going to do is, excuse me, when gluing this down, I am going to leave, I'm just going to glue at the top and at the bottom so that we can use them as little pockets, because there's nothing better than an additional hidden pocket, is there? So I'm just going to glue there, and I'm going to glue there. And hopefully that will hold it in place. Let's try and get that in the middle there now. Looks good to me. Stick. And then the same on this side. Glue there. And glue there. And that looks all good to me. Right, there we go then. So we've done our little flaps, we've stuck our pockets in. So now we need to look at, so while that's drying, we need to look at the closure now. So Melina used a piece of card, a scrappy piece of card, so I've done the same. I've gone on and stuck this bit here. I've taken that off one of the pages of the kit. Just thought, gotta have the word love on there. Very nice. And then I did some rough stitching around the edge. When I say I did a bit of rough stitching, oh my word, look at the stitching on that. I didn't intend for it to look like that. There was something wrong with my bobbin. But it actually looks all right. I quite like the shabbiness, and I'm not going to worry about it. So it's all going to be hidden underneath. That will stick on here. I'm just trying to think now. Yeah, no, that doesn't stick on there, sorry. That'll stick on the back. Ah, right, I'm glad I did that, because that means now I need to cover the inside bit, don't I? Right, okay. Just processing that then. So that needs to stick on the back of there, like so. And then on the front of here, we'll have, and I have made, ready-made, I've been playing with some hearts. So I sat last night, I don't know why I did that then, hearts. I've been playing with some hearts, and I was cutting them out last night ready to make little layered hearts. So these beautiful vintage cherubs are out of our kit. And I thought, oh, I'll do them like a little, you know, so they'll, with a stitch, and then they'll stick up. So that was my plan. So I've done one here ready. This is what I'm going to put on the front cover, and I'm going to just simply stick that then onto that there. But what I think I might do actually is put another heart now on the inside on the back, just so that it covers that over. And when we open it then, it'll be, I wonder if I could, pop her there. Yes, right, okay, that's the plan, let's do that. Okay, so let me just ink around this. And then let's just ink around this, so it helps it to pop a little bit. that on there. And I think I'm going to stick the whole thing down. Because we don't want this moving on the inside, otherwise it's just going to get be fidgety when we're trying to open and close the clasp. So there we go. Right, so let's get that central to that first of all. Okay. And then I'll glue that on the back. There we go. And then that then will stick up like that, like so. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Right, and then we want this then to stick on the back of there. That's a point, I didn't notice that actually. Did Melina actually stick that on the back of her notebook? I missed that bit. Because I know she had that lovely little clip, like so. But what I wasn't sure of is whether or not she actually stuck it down. Because if I don't stick it down, that would probably be a lot easier, wouldn't it, to be able to manoeuvre. You know, taking it off, putting it on kind of thing. Rather than having it, what do we think? I shall have to go back and double check that. Double check that, guys. I'm not quite sure whether she actually did stick the back on. Although it wouldn't be a flip if I didn't stick it down, would it, I suppose? I don't know. I can't remember now. I'm so anxious about making sure I've got my measurements. Right, so let me just move my harps out the way a minute. Bring it down here. Yeah, I would think so. Wouldn't you think so? I would think so. And then we've got this then opening out here. And then we've got this one then opening out here. And then I was going to cut my tags down, wasn't I? And pop some of these in there then. So we'll have some little shorty tags can go in there then. Oh, I do like this very much. Indeed, indeed. Right, how big do these need to be to fit in there then? Well, I tell you what I think I might do actually is just fold them back, because then they'll make like little pockets on the back, won't they? So if they've got to fit in there, they need to be that short. Okay. And then if I do it that way, then there'll be like little tuck spots on the backs of the pockets, on the backs of the tags. So we can go in then like so. No, that's not going to work. It needs to be cut because obviously the blue area. Right, so let's just cut that down. How's that? Oh, that's wonderful. Marvellous. Right, let's trim all these in. I've got that one there. And then that one there. And my tags are already backed because I'm rolling like that today. Oh, they're not cut her down. We'll be chopping her legs off. We'll leave her for a different project, I think. That wouldn't be very pleasant or polite, would it? Oh, and I can't cut through this little bookworm here. No, we can trim this one though. I'll probably find my journal cards now instead and think, oh, I should have just used those. There we go. What about this little guy here? Oh, he's going to lose his feet. Oh, that feels a bit harsh. I don't particularly feel very comfortable about chopping off the children's feet in those tags. Perhaps not today, say. Perhaps not today. Right, so we will pop her in there because she's a cutie. And I love, 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 love this tag. Even though I just chopped half of it off. I think these are just gorgeous, those flowers. And there's that one there. And then there's that one there. Just stuck that in there. Sorry about the noise. There we go. Okay. And then we've got these little bits left over then. But they're all right if we want to just use them for little journaling spots because they are backed ready. So we'll pop those in. These are our leftover tags, but they can go in there like little tickets. There we go. As my gran would say, waste not, want not. Then, what have I forgotten? Oh, I was going to put some little bits on here. Just to make it look really pretty. Let's have a look what we got here. Okay. Ooh, that's some lovely... Oh, I love this postcard. I wonder if I can pop that on the front of there. With... Maybe... We'll put... No, I tell you what I want there is some lace. Lace, yes. Right. Okay. Let's have that on there then. And we will go with lace, lace, lace. Here we are. Let's have a look. Perhaps I'll go all the way across with it and I'll put the thing then in the middle. I don't know why I'm saying all this out loud. Well, I'm obviously not saying it out loud. I'm talking to you guys, aren't I? I used to think I'd feel awkward when you're doing YouTube, talking to yourself and there's other people in the house. But I tell you what, you feel even more ridiculous doing it when there's nobody in the house. Because they're all used to hearing me talking to myself in another room. But when it's just me here, it does sound ridiculous. I am going to stick that down, but it does look like a little pocket. But that's okay, because I don't want to not stick it down, because it's going to be falling off. It's not normally how I would do it, but I just think it looks cute. There we go. Because it's a busy pattern, so I don't want to stick too much on there. Right, what about this one? Can we add anything to this? Maybe we go with fairly plain on the front of here. Well, that's not plain, is it? I think the plainer, the more it'll pop, you see. Pop, pop, pop. Ooh, that's pretty. But can't add that on there. It's already too much the same colour. Yeah, that might work. As long as it's on top of the other one. That'll work. Don't overthink it, Rach. Just get it done. Okay. We'll stick that on there. Oh, be glad when my Oohoo arrives. Don't get me wrong, I like using this stuff, but when you're kind of trying to move pretty quickly through something, it's not the best because it doesn't dry instantly. It does take a minute, you know. Yeah, that looks rather nice. It's kind of mirroring the same central movement then, isn't it, as this one? Very nice, very nice. Right, what about inside here? Oh, we definitely need something in here. Fluffy chick. Earth. Delightful. Oh, this is delightful. Should I put that there? Yes, let's do that. Right, down you go. Delightful. What else have we got here? Well, that's rather sweet. And something to go on the top of that, maybe. A little label, yeah. These lovely little labels are all well and good as long as you're not all fingers and thumbs that day. And today I seem to be even all fingers and thumbs. Have you checked out the collaboration videos? Oh my goodness, we've had a few go on since I last spoke to you, haven't we? Did you catch Bella's fabulous lace installment with all her tips and tricks on lace and where to get it and what to do with it? And oh, the bit where she was colouring it, I was fascinated. I've never tried doing that, and I've had some ugly laces. I have some ugly laces that with a bit of colour I know would look amazing, so I'm going to give that a go because I think they look fabulous. Right, okay, here we go. So I think they look rather cute. Very good indeed. Right, okie dokie, let's just shut this down. I don't think I've forgotten anything other than just the debate as to whether or not we stick it. I think we are going to stick that on the back of there, because I think otherwise it's just going to, yeah, it's just going to flop about, and I'm not happy with it flopping about. I'm really not. No. So let's just glue that into place. Let's just do it. Be brave. I'm just afraid I was going to make a mistake, but I can't have all this messy stitching hanging around, can I? No. Right. So where do I want it? Because I want that to sit there. So I need that to go there. Perfect. Right, let that dry a second. Put all my labels back in my little dish. I love this little dish. I have all these labels. I'm sure these labels are multiplying here because I've done loads with labels this last 2 weeks. And this is more in here now than ever. Oh, that's a book page. I don't know where that's come from. Look, dish is pressed down overflowing. I honestly haven't done any more fussy cutting since. I'm going to go and finish stitching those in a moment. There we are. Let's see if this is dry now. Measurements, just in case anybody wants to double check. There we go. Right. Oh, that does look lovely. Right, let's just pick our heart up again. There we are. How cute is that? So, open we go. And then, oh, hang on. Open it here. Open it here. And open it here. And of course, not forgetting, we do have additional little tuck spaces in here. So, just to bear that in mind. And a tuck space in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets. Oh, I love it. I love it. It's so cute. Oh, well, thank you for that, Melina. Absolutely brilliant. Really, really enjoyed making that. And nice to have something to do with our little hearts too. Oh, I better put my little bulldog clip on, hadn't I? So there we are, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching my my have a go at Melina's Scrapbuster project this week. Don't forget, if you do one of these, make sure that you tag Melina in and use her hashtag MS Scrapbusters. And I hope that you will be back with us very soon. Please, also, if you enjoyed my video, would you mind leaving me a like and a comment? And if you're not yet a subscriber, also consider subscribing to our channel. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful day, and I will be back with you very soon. Bye.